Hello again. Well, over the 2 years or so I've been doing this, I've looked at lots of vintage amplifiers and receivers, and the thing that struck me about it was that I actually often prefer ones from back in the day than today. Maybe they got a slightly warmer sound, which perhaps I have a preference for. Certainly, I've been to lots of hi-fi shows and things, and listening to new ones, and the systems there seem unbearably bright to me. Anyway, so as I say, I'm not entirely sure that amplifiers, technology has moved on in such a way that they're loads better they are than they were 20 years ago. But I've looked at amplifiers, I've looked at some tuners. What I haven't looked at yet is a CD player. So I bought for £10 plus some postage and packing on eBay this. And this is the Technics SL-PG420a. And I bought this for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's one of the MASH CD players, which are very apparently well thought of. My present one I'm listening to, it's a Marantz CD6005, and that's second up in their range. So they do have 505 below it, and it's also was second up in the range. They did a 320 PG or whatever it is below it. Feature-wise, at the back, what you don't get is any sort of digital output. You get two RCAs for left and right, and there's a synchro plug. More about that later, and that's it. So what we're going to do now is have a bit of a look at the front, because that's actually quite complex. Right, let's have a look at the front of this. This side, so normal power switch, CD tray. Over here, things get a bit more busy. So what I've just done, I've pressed this button, which is the peak search. And all this is to make it easier for you to tape record stuff. So peak search is just search through the whole of the CD, found that track 10, about minute 4, is the peak, and it's playing that so you can set the record level on your cassette deck. It's also got an auto cue function, which starts the laser to the start of a track, which I suppose similar to what a DJ might do. Got phone output. Here you got search, forward and back, repeat. You can play randomly, you can program in stuff, which tracks you want using these buttons here. You can clear it, recall it. Time mode looks at how much time is left to go, or you can change it to, when it's playing, to how much time has elapsed. This sets the tape length that you're recording on. So you can change it to C46, C60. And what it does then is it works out which tracks will be on side A, which tracks will be on side B. So for example, with C60, 7 tracks will be on side A, that'll leave 1.37 minutes left. Change it to side B, and you can get 3 tracks going up to track 10, and with 16.42 minutes left. And the time fade means you can set it at time when it'll start fading out to get, if you want it all on one side. And this link helps link it to the cassette deck. So I say, this bit's very normal. This bit's all about making CD recording to cassette deck easy. Okay, so how did I test the thing? Well, I listened to a couple of albums via my Myriad headphone amplifier and AKG Q701 headphones, and this amplifier's got a couple of inputs. So I had the Technics CD player in one and a Marantz CD6005 in the other, and that's my kind of main CD player at the moment. And that would be a good comparison anyway, because it's not the most budget one. There's a CD5005 below it. It's been updated a couple of times. I think it's now a CD6007, but I got it maybe about 5 years ago for £200 and something. And anyway, I listened to albums on it. There's this one, Working Man's Cafe by Ray Davis. And it's interesting because you think it might be sort of a Muswell Hill Cafe, but it's kind of an Americana type album on this. And so, for example, on the title track, Vietnam Cowboys, there's the kind of an acoustic guitar in the background, I think, and that was certainly much more noticeable and on the Marantz that was on the Technics. Other album I listened to was this. This is Carlos Santana Blues for Salvador. And so, for example, there's a track on this called Mingus. It's quite a short track. It's not the Joni Mitchell song, and certainly I noticed on that you could kind of place the instruments much better on the Marantz. But overall, I thought that whilst the Marantz was better, it wasn't miles better considering that it cost £200 or more. And I certainly thought that if the if the Marantz had to go away for be repaired or broke down, I had to get another one. I wouldn't be distraught to have the Technics. And one thing I noticed was that I was expecting the Technics, being kind of an old CD player, to have kind of a metallic digital sheen to everything, and it didn't. It was quite smooth, the mash chip, and I thought that's a pretty good buy for £20. So overall, I thought modern CD player, I say modern, about 5 years old, definitely better, but it was a sort of a slight improvement. I thought it wasn't the huge improvement I was expecting. So I hope that's of interest. What's coming up? Well, at some point I've got to do my cheapest amplifier video. I'm bidding on a CD player at the moment, which is meant to be one of the, according to one list, is meant to be the top 50 CD players of all time. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, so that they're hopefully coming up in the next couple of months when I get to do them. Thanks for watching.